So what students do is throughout the week here, they do receive 1 or 2 classes that is service learning, and they're taught to reflect, to really be able to analyze the situation. How is it going? How can I make it better? What am I learning? What are the implications for the future? How is this making a difference? But pretty much always thinking of themselves as change agents, and what can they bring to make the situation better.
With your classmates and experience what the first day was like,
excellent!
And what you're doing there?
The purpose! What else?
A smile.
A smile! We're happy to be there. Okay, well, we can learn from each other. And it showed confidence and it showed respect. It showed maturity. Good afternoon, how are you?
My name is
Excellent. Are you going to be here every day? Okay, well, we are very happy to have you here. We can't wait to get you to start. So thank you so much. It's a pleasure. Come on. Raise your hand if you want to share some positive aspects. Yes.
He mentioned where you came from.
Yes.
He was confident.
Yes. Pick the next person.
He not really going to very light.
Yes. He pretended that you might have to do that today. You might have to knock on the door. He knocked 3 times. He said, "Excuse me." Right? Good. What else?
He wasn't flushing.
Huh?
He wasn't flushing.
I wasn't slouching. So he had good posture, right? He remembered a lot of the things we talked about. And it showed confidence and it showed respect. It showed maturity, and that's what we need from you today when you go to do your community service. Are you ready? Yeah!
Service learning is a work to school program, and it's offered to our 8th grade students here at the school. And it's a program that allows students to really get a real feeling, an authentic experience for what it's going to be like to be in the real world as a professional in a career, simultaneously making sure that they are giving back to their community. So it's a community service because they're going into the community and learning from the professionals in the community.
Okay, so I need your attention to what we're going to do. 192. Enjoy. Remember to smile and say great things. Okay? Represent well. If you get a trouble for me. 9.
I'm going to KIPP Washington Heights. It's a school inside another school. Well, the first few days, they prepare us. We're going to our sites. And then while we're at our sites, we're supposed to take pictures and, get to know people. So then we get our final project at the end of the year. We make presentations and talk about our experience.
How are you?
Good.
Good. Nice to meet you. Cool. All right. So, have you gotten a tour of the school?
No.
Before? No. All right. So this is the first floor.
Okay.
This is where most of the 5th grade classrooms are. We have 5th grade reading happens in there.
Okay.
Math happens in there.
Code is only taught in 27 states, and only 8% of the population are Latinos or are blacks. And so I'm trying to incorporate that idea into the design of the board, and so there'll be hopefully more influence into learning it. I like the idea of community service in 8th grade just because it starts it helps you start thinking about what am I going to be in the future. So what do I like? Do I like office work, or do I prefer something else? Or is math or computer science my thing, or it isn't? So it helps you get a vision of what major I would like to do in college, and also what kind of high school I would like to apply to. Do I if I wanted to go to a co-ed or just a girl school.
Here, Mount Hall, if I show you some yearbook pictures, yearbooks in the past, when I first started, we faculty that went over the bottom. We've lost people over and over. So we have to make sure that all these pictures are perfect. We get everybody's head exactly aligned, which is really hard because the photographer doesn't do it right every time. We've got all the names exactly right. Days after graduation or the day after graduation. How come my son or daughter isn't in the yearbook? That's the worst thing that can happen.
The project-based learning class that I teach is yearbook, and the students come to the yearbook without knowing how to do anything. They volunteer for it. It's part of their community service, and I teach them how to produce a 64-page yearbook using software that's very sophisticated, and they learn how to work with each other, how to be responsible to each other, how to be on time, how to do things in a timely manner, how to be committed and work through and follow through. Nobody's going to push them. Either they do it or they don't. When they get to be a young adult and they start getting a job, they know from my class that they have to be on time, they have a certain amount of work to do, and it has to be done.
Introduces who you are, where you went to work, who you met there, how did it go, how did those introductions go. Tell me if you were talking to a certain person. So any questions? Yes.
Like first person or what I did?
This is you, so it's you. Okay, any other questions? All right, so let's get to work. What
program called Me Last Word that we have talked about for the last few weeks of the things that we need to be aware of and show. Not just talk about, but show. Okay, let's start with you again.
Presentation. How do you present yourself to other people?
Very good. Excellent. Anyone else? You know, you can look at your notes from previous classes to answer some of these questions, boys and girls.
It can give us an idea if we would like to have or work in a business that either involves children or involves doing managing paperwork.
Excellent. What other kinds of things are you going to be experiencing? Yes. Huh? Matters. Professional matters, right? What do those include? What are some of those things that we need to be good at and we need to follow going into the professional world? I mean, even the students will need this, but we've been talking about it to transfer it to our workplaces. What are some of those things?
Your actions with a handshake, professionally, smile, the way you appear.
Excellent. And what do we talk about in handshake?
Firm.
Why should it be a firm handshake? What does it show to others?
It shows that you are, someone call it shows that you're a professional.
Excellent. Excellent. And confident. Professionalism and confidence. Can you pick the next person?
Okay.
How you use your words, like you can't talk like a ghetto person. Like, it was good, you do a job, do this work for you, and then leave in 2 hours. No.
Excellent. So professional language, right? Professional vocabulary. Very serious and professional. Excellent. Good. All right. So let's share out now to the class. So everybody got a chance to at least talk about what happened and how they felt. Now I'm going to be calling on some people, but you have to tell me about the other person's experience, not your own. So that's why listening skills were very important, right? Okay. Is there a volunteer? All right.
Okay, so
Somebody?
Leslie, she was in a 5th grade class, and the teacher asked her to help a little girl that she had come from France to read, and she said that it was frustrating because the girl had a hard time, and it was like frustrating to teach her how to read and how to understand the words.
Okay. Did Destiny talk about how she felt helping the little girl?
Yeah, she said she was frustrated because she didn't know how to read, so it was hard to teach her.
Okay. And she'll be able to remember. So think about these, boys and girls. Heads up, if you're working with children, in about 2 months, you will have to be teaching a lesson. I'm going to teach you what a lesson plan is, how to write a lesson plan. Yes, please. How to write a lesson plan. You're going to be talking to the teachers so that they can give you their approval that you can teach this lesson to either a small group of kids or the whole class. That's you guys, right? Hands-on experience, okay? One of the ways that we do that is they create a scrapbook, and the scrapbook could be arts and craft, where they created an album with all their, everything that they've experienced and pictures, and they learn about the site and their history, who they serve. They'll have to do interviews at the site, how did you become interested in becoming the director or working with this population. So they can also do a digital scrapbook. So it could become more of a memory through their computer usage, or they could also create a PowerPoint presentation. So evaluation takes place through participation in class. It also takes place through their reflections So they keep a journal, which could be a notebook, and that's where they write their weekly reflections on what was happening. They will also have to do a resume, so that's another little project. We talk about what that is and how it's useful, and so they'll have to create their resumes. The projects that the different kids get, like the lesson, there's a rubric for their scrapbook. There's a rubric so that they know the things that they need to incorporate into their scrapbooking project. And all of that combined is what gets them their grade.
Today, the project-based learning that we do here has more to do with teachers still in teacher teams working together, working on projects together, in representing different content areas, but really using projects as a base of students being able to show what they learned from the unit. So the project that they do has everything to do with the application of the skills and the content that they learn in that particular unit. And so sometimes it's very performance-based. We find that we're able to get a lot more information in terms of what students learn if they apply what they learn, much more than sitting down and taking a test that has multiple choice and has essays. And so I think that in a traditional setting, what happens is we don't give the students this trust until they're in high school or until college. But with our kids, because they're so involved in what they're learning, they're excited by it. They're excited. And being excited means that they're not passive in their learning. They're much more active in their own learning.